Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out my broadcast today. Today is day 215 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. If it's your first time checking out my broadcast, a little bit about me. I'm 39 years old. I've been overweight my whole life. I've struggled to lose weight as an adult. I've tried many different diets. I've tried Weight Watchers. I did Advocare years ago when there was ephedra in it. I took phentermine pills. Tried keto dieting, Atkins dieting. I've even gone as far as ordering pills that expand in your stomach to try to fill up space to lose weight. And I knew that I needed to do something last year. I got to the point where I was 520 pounds, and if I didn't do something, my health was going to get in the way of living anymore. So I decided to kind of take some of the things that I've learned over the years and try to combine them together and created this challenge that I started in November. When I started the challenge, the big goals for me was that I needed to set a time goal as much as a weight goal, and that I needed the time to be longer than I've ever been on any type of diet or tried to focus. And so that's why I decided to do this for 3 years. And the other big goal was that I needed to determine an amount of weight to lose that would get me to a much healthier spot. A lot of times I would, at 400 pounds, say I just wanted to get down to 300, just lose 100 pounds or get to 275. And I would get to those goals and I'd be extremely happy when I got there. But then I'd look at myself and I'd still see a fat person because I was still fat, and I was happy because my goals. And so I'd start slipping up. And then it's tricky when you're losing weight and you're doing really good and you're going down, and then you do have a cheat meal or you have something that trips you up, and then you get on the scale and you still kind of didn't lose weight. You still lost weight. You didn't gain weight like right away from it. So you're like, well, shoot, if I could have that hamburger and still lose weight, then why couldn't I have the hamburger this week and still lose weight? And that's the thing, that's where that starts tricking you and you start sliding. And again, that's part of why I want to stick to this for the time as much as I want to do it for the weight. And then, yeah, and then the big, just having an overall better well-being, being a better husband, being a better father, being a better employee, just kind of improving uh, all aspects of my life. And losing the 180 pounds that I've lost in the last 7 months has made an incredible impact on my day-to-day life so far. And I still have another 120 pounds to lose. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear those. If you have any questions or have any comments, I'd like to hear those as well. Today is Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. Like I said, it's day 215. I'm 7 months in. I had put together a side-by-side top and bottom photo. I could probably upload it real quick here. That I shared that today on Reddit in a couple places. It's kind of really the only spot that and I also shared it on my Instagram. And if you're not if you haven't started following my Instagram yet, that is up above me here. That is at Fasting, FAHSTING. And so then this is the photo I uploaded on Instagram today. It's really just kind of a better it's better together here than I tried doing yesterday. It's the side by side facing forward and then facing to the side. And it really shows the huge progression that I've had. I'm so much happier with how clothes fit and just walking around and the confidence that I have. So I did share those on a couple places today. I'm looking forward to the comments that I will probably get from that. So but yeah, it's nice to have kind of, after the weigh-in yesterday, to be able to say I've lost 180 pounds. I was kind of messing with some of the numbers just because I'm kind of that way, I suppose. And I was looking at so in the last month, from the 6 month weigh in to the 7 month weigh in, I lost right around 5 pounds. It was actually six, but if I figure that I lost 5 pounds in the last month, I was kind of thinking about, where is that going to put me if I continue to lose 5 pounds a month? And with my goal, I want to lose another 120 pounds. So losing 5 pounds a month would put it at 24 months that I would hit the goal weight. And it's kind of interesting to put it in perspective that way in my head, just because I've done that 180 so quick. And to think that I'm going to potentially have to wait 2 years to lose the next 120, it's kind of, it sucks. It sucks to think about, but at the same time, I'm happy that I'm thinking about it with this mentality, because a lot of times I'd be sitting there going, okay, well, I need to lose, you know, 2, 3 pounds a week. So that's going to be 12, 15 pounds a month. And so then, I'll be at my weight in 6 months, or, a much quicker. And it seems like it's a much easier task to reach. If I were to say to my head, well, I could be at my goal weight in 6 months, then it's easier than me saying I could be at my goal weight in 2 years. But it's what I have to do. I think that while I was fasting and while I was losing that weight so fast, it was not a bad mentality. I'm sitting there going, especially when I was fasting, I lost 30 pounds in the first week. After the fast, I was 90 pounds down in in a month and a half. So you start doing that, and that math, figuring, oh, I could be down quick, and it was motivating. But now I really have to start switching my mindset from it being a sprint, it being a quick fix, to this is going to be a marathon. It's going to take me 2 years to get to the goal. And then I'm going to have 6 months of maintenance at the current rate I'm going. That I don't have a problem with the current rate I'm going either, is what is one of the changes I'm trying to make in my head, or I have made in my head. It's that I'm 340 right now, and I walked around for 2 years at over 500, or at 500. So for me to walk around for 2 years at 340, it's no less embarrassing. It's going to be infinitely better on my cardiovascular system and my overall well-being. And so if I spent the next 2 years at this weight, I would be happy, because it's not spending the next 2 years at 520. I do anticipate to lose 5 pounds a month each month, or I think that that's not an unreasonable goal. It's less than 2 pounds a week. And it's something that, it's like I said, I have to accept that it's a marathon, and that when I'm 41, then that's when I'll be at my goal. It's not, I mean, I could push and say I want to do it by the time I'm 40, and it would entail a little bit different kind of process. I don't know that it would be so much more difficult to do that, but I hadn't really thought to try to push to do it to get to my goal weight by the time I'm 40, which would be 11 months from now. That would require me losing more than 10 pounds a month. And again, I want this to be more about me living my life and changing my diet and my routines so that I can be at a healthy weight and still live my life. I don't want to be taking a lot of extra time out to, to be like, well, I have to be at the gym from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., or I have to hit this many steps, or I have to do these things, because then I feel like I would become dependent on having to do those things to maintain my weight loss or to maintain my weight. And that's really where I feel like I've struggled, because I can do that well. I can restrict myself and I can follow a routine and I can be like, okay, I'm going to eat this at breakfast. I mean, that's what I did the first time I can think of losing a large amount of weight as an adult was doing Advocare. And it was, you had pills in the morning, 40 minutes or a half hour later, you could eat. And I would eat the same thing every morning. It was a plain white bagel from the cafeteria at the community college that I went to. And then, or maybe that was my lunch. Maybe I ate something at home for breakfast. I probably ate something small at home for breakfast and then ate a plain white bagel for lunch, and then got home and ate something little and kept my calories way down. But I was so dependent on that schedule that when things cause my schedule to uh get changed, that it screws things up. And I have another, Carrie wrote, I don't want to change anything. A snail's pace is perfectly okay with you. Yes, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now, because that is uh another example is that I do an event that I'm going to be gone the last week of July. I won't be able to be live that last week of July. And for me, that event has created so many kind of pauses in diets, or it's caused me to start diets because it's a lot of work and I'm outside for a long period of time. And so I've had years where I was losing weight. The example I'm thinking of is back in 2013, where I had lost a bunch of weight and I come to that event and it changes my routine. It changes my schedule. I kind of let things slip because I'm in an environment that I'm not always in, or I'm very rarely in. So I'm grabbing some breakfast sandwich from a gas station or something stupid that's off diet, but I'm also super active that week. So I'm kind of losing weight, but it all boils down to, it causes a change in my routine. And whether that's for the bad, like that, like it happened back then, or for the good, where I get through that week and I'm like, man, I have to do something. And that's what happened the year prior, is that in 2012 I got done doing that event and I can't do it again at that weight. And then I started getting into finding a way to lose weight. I got in touch with the doctor, got on a program with him, and I lost the weight. And then the following year, that was the catalyst for me falling off of the wagon, or getting out of my diet. Um, and so Carrie says, taking our diet on the road for a week will be interesting. It will. I think that for me, I will be relying very much on my mental capacity to know that I can fast and that I can go another hour without something, as long as I got a little bit of water or something to kind of drink. But yes, it can be, it'll be a daunting week prepping and having things ready to go, because we are not going to have a lot of access to normal resources. It's essentially like camping for a week, a little bit nicer than camping, but it's, you don't have refrigerators and pantries and stuff like that. So it will be interesting to figure it out this year, but I'm excited to figure it out. It's weird because we are going to be in a position where a lot of the food options and a lot of what people are eating around us are not going to be things that are on our diet. But I'm looking forward to doing it this year. And like I said, the whole the with this diet, it's gonna be slower, but I also am getting rid of the rigidness of the diet and getting rid of the uh, calorie counting and getting rid of all of the stuff that sucks. I'm not actively going out and doing, intense workouts or heavy cardio, outside of walking with the kids or playing with them or doing yard work. And that's what I want to do, because I was happy with kind of my life before I started dying. I was just unhappy with my weight, like I don't want to take time away from things that I feel like are important, but I also understand the importance of losing the weight. So, um, lots of dried mangoes, nuts, fruits, I imagine, Carrie says, for that week. Yes, speaking of dried mango, I'm gaining weight next week because I got a resupply on our Costco dried or dehydrated mango. And so I will be hitting that hard, I imagine, tonight. Just because it's been 3 bags, Carrie says. We got 3 bags of it. So I'm looking forward to getting home. In fact, you know what? I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. No. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having that snack because it is a snack we haven't had around the house very much. And it's silly to me that I'm worried about eating too much dehydrated mango. Like Carrie says that was basically lunch for her today. Uh, like it's such a silly thing. Like last night we were snacking or I was looking for something to snack on and we didn't have any cashews. I'll usually kind of grab some cashews to snack on if we have them. And we didn't have any. And I was like, well, I guess I'll have another couple mandarin oranges. I probably had 5 or 6 mandarin, what of the small oranges last night after the stream, and it's one of those things where like, should I really be feeling guilty that I'm grabbing another orange? Like, uh, it's, and so it's also silly that is, like I said, that is the worst that I'm doing on my diet is grabbing that handful of cashews or that, a little bit too much dehydrated mango or oranges. Like that's just so silly. It's silly to think that like that's how, and I'm happy that is like the most extreme parts of my diet. I'm not sitting here craving candy bars or I don't even think about them. In fact, with our dog, he's getting older and he's getting very picky about eating his prescription food that we have to buy for him. So he doesn't like it, but it's something where so we have to entice him. Uh and so we've been buying kind of because we at this point our kids at home don't eat any animal products just like us, and the summer is going to be interesting because we've decided that we're just not going to bring them into the house over the summer. I mean, we're not going to turn it away, and if we have a barbecue, we'll cook those things, we'll have meat, when company's over, but we're not going to have dairy products in our pantry. We're going to have our kids eat whole food, or not a whole food, they're going to eat a vegan diet. It won't be whole food necessarily because there's a lot of, it takes time to switch kids to those types of things. But I don't know why I got talking about the kids having food. I don't know. So yeah, Carrie says they're clementines is what you call the small. Yeah. But just having gosh, I can't remember why I even got talking about that. But I don't know. It might come to me. But moving on, I guess, on my thing. I have been listening to the pleasure. Oh, I was talking about, yeah. Okay. I remember. I was talking about feeding the dog. So the thing I was getting at was that we're now buying like hot dog or sausages, and we still have some of that ground beef left over from what I've talked about a couple times on here, that I bought some ground beef. And so um I I have to cook that meat for him, like the ground beef. We cook it for him, or with the kielbasa, we really don't have to cook. It's already cooked when we get it. Um, but I have to cut it up and I have to prepare it for him, and I just don't have any inclination or any craving to even try it. It's and that's I don't know what it is, and I think Carrie's the same way. It If it's just that we've been away from the food so long that we don't crave those things. The Like I've said many times, the only thing that's really in our house that I is like the chips, like the tortilla chips that I know are like real salty, that I know would probably kill me. Um, but yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's because the mood that the diet's put me in, and the fact that I've lost 180 pounds, what's got me so into this diet, but I'm happy that I'm not struggling to stay on it. I'm not struggling to, I'm not sitting here having to tell myself not to turn into a drive through, or tell myself that, I can. Yeah, I'm sad because I get to eat a lot when I eat, and trust me, I do eat a lot. And that's another thing that I also know, with losing the 5 pounds that I'm losing. I'm eating A lot of times I'm eating second helpings of food, or I'm having more Ezekiel bread with nut butter on it than I probably should be having in a sitting. And so I know that I could still reduce the volume of food that I'm eating currently, and eat a satisfactory amount of food. I'm uh but yeah, I'm happy with it going at this pace, and that's part of all of it. Like I said, it's part of, I have to sacrifice some things, but the speed, I have to sacrifice the speed at which I'm losing weight, but I'm gaining so much in uh ease, the easiness of it. Or I don't think that's the right word that I'm trying to use, but uh if you get what it's just a little bit nicer. For me, I didn't share my non-skill victory yet. I mentioned it yesterday that I had been getting the swimming pool up and going. And for me, the non-skill victory would just be getting in and out of the swimming pool. The type of pool we have is an above ground pool, but it's not like a metal wall above ground pool. It's more like uh a bladder, or like a soft wall that has a strong steel uprights, and it's a little bit nicer than um what you might see at like a Walmart that has a similar. But anyways, it has a ladder that one side is actually attached to the support of the pool, but then the side that's in the pool is just like floating, almost like a in-ground swimming pool has a lot of times. But the difference is that an in-ground swimming pool can have kind of like the tube come and push up against the wall, so that when you step on it, the wall is holding you. This just like floats. I guess it'd be like a dock, maybe. That would be maybe a better, like if you had like steps going up from a lake, or a water onto a dock, where there's no, or the back of a boat. I've done, yeah, like the back of a boat. So that is kind of the way that the ladder is on our swimming pool. and getting up and into the pool, that was no problem at all. I didn't feel like I I would get up on the top of the platform because I would have to walk up the platform and then do like a 180 and then climb down, or at least kind of fall into the pool. I guess it'd be the best way. But I would do it my back, you know. And when I would get to that top and I would do that 180, it was almost like I could feel that wall kind of doing that wobble. That I didn't notice that as much yesterday, which was really nice. And then the swimming was great. The kids had a great time. They loved being in the water. The chlorine level was maybe a touch high, but not anything that they weren't screaming, my eyes are burning, my eyes are burning. But they did. They had a lot of fun in the pool. And really another spot that is probably more difficult than getting in the pool was always getting out of the pool. And for me, the big thing with that is that anytime you try to get out of water, it's difficult, because you're so much lighter feeling in water than when you get out. And that my knees really would strain. Like I was putting all 520 pounds on my knee from like a fully bent. My foot's way up, and then I'm grabbing the bars and I'm pulling myself up. But there's a lot of weight on that first knee. Like I would have to try to get that up and then get my second foot on a step as quick as I could, and then climb out, do the 180 thing, and get out of the pool. Those things all were a lot easier. And then the only Carrie says the kids are waiting in the pool for me now. Yeah, I have a hard time because I want the pool water to be so clean, and it's not clean yet. Like it's crystal clear water, but there's still like little debris in it, like pieces of leaf and stuff that I tried to kick up, and the vacuum isn't working well. So I get in the pool, and then I have a net in my hand, and I just spend the whole time just trying to clean up the little bugs and stuff that are in there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in the pool again today, potentially. We'll see if the sun is out, because it makes a huge difference right now with whether or not the pool is comfortable, is whether or not the sun is out or not. One of the funny things that happened while we were swimming, or something that, and I don't know which one of my kids it was, but one of them made a comment that it might have been right away when I got in, or it was when we were in the pool, but they were like, "Dad, you're not wearing a shirt in the pool." And it made me I was trying to figure it out, and I don't remember if I wore a shirt while I was in the pool last year. Like, I'm sure if they had friends over, I probably wore a shirt while I was swimming. But I know that the only thing I can think of is that we were up at the Dells, and we went to a water park a couple times 3 or 4 months ago. And every time I swam there, I had a shirt on. And so I think that's why they had made a comment. And I'm one of those people that I really, it wasn't until I got to that 500 pounds, or, as big as I was, that I got embarrassed about not wearing a shirt in a swimming pool. I don't feel like, or didn't feel like I looked that awful, I guess. Now that I've lost the weight and I kind of have that loose skin, I'm kind of embarrassed by that, if anything. But I've also kind of taken to the mentality that the loose skin is going to be a bit of a badge of honor for a while. I mean, it's going to be something where I'm going to have loose skin, and it's not going to go away without probably surgical intervention in the end. I mean, I may be able to tighten things up, and I may be able to live with the loose skin that I have when I get there, but I don't know what it'll be like. And I've also taken to the mentality that I don't have to worry about that till I get there, and I'm not there yet. So that's going to be, like I said, a bridge I cross when I get to it. That's about all I had for today. Again, I'm really happy to have hit 180 pounds lost pretty much in 7 months. It was a few days after the 7 month, but I didn't go the 200 day 210 was on Saturday. I was at 180 lost. I wasn't able to go live because of my internet stuff. I was going to try to go live, but that's actually the day I called and they came out and fixed the internet. So, yeah, like I said, I'm happy to have lost 180 pounds in 7 months. I have kind of starting to get into the mindset, of that the next 120 pounds is going to be much slower. If it's at 5 pounds a month, then that's going to put me at 24 months. It would also mean that I would be about 8 months away from 300. So that would be around Christmas time, which would be a nice kind of to hit that. I guess it's later than that. But it'll be nice to hit those markers. I don't feel like doing anything to push that, but I also am getting some inclination towards being more active, especially like with the swimming. Like I really like to swim, and our pool doesn't give me the ability to do like any type of lap swimming or really any type of extended swimming. It's 16 feet long in total length, so it's not really long in the one direction, then it's only 9 feet wide. So it's, I pretty much lay down and put my hands up and I can touch both sides the one direction, and then the other direction it's just a few body lengths. So but I have been kind of I do stuff with a lot of people that do bike riding, and so I've been thinking about doing bike riding, and then I like to swim as well. So I may do those things or may pick up doing some of those things, especially like the bike riding with the kids. I feel like I need to get my own bike and try to get out there with them to kind of give us all more experience with riding bikes, things like that. So, but overall, I think that's going to be it for me today. I want to thank you guys for checking out the broadcast. It is, I'll be back on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Since it's Thursday. I'll be back on Friday, getting ready for the weekend. I think that everything is set for me to be on next week. I was going to do some traveling, and I actually pawned that off onto somebody else, so I won't have to do that traveling as soon or possibly at all. So that is nice. But yeah, like I said, I want to thank you for checking out the broadcast. I mentioned the Instagram account, but that is at Fasting. That's FAHSTING on Instagram. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I don't know why. You might as well hit that subscribe button. No reason not to. Click on the bell icon to turn on notifications. Like this video, make a comment. I really would like to get up to 1,000 subscribers. It'll allow me to do a little bit more with my cell phone, as far as maybe going live from other places and doing other things like that. So anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you again for checking this out. If you haven't started a diet, get started now. There's no reason to wait. There's, whatever that special occasion is, if it's a birthday or if it's something coming up, are you gonna quit your diet and next year when that birthday comes up, are you gonna keep letting things get in your way, or are you just gonna decide that it's time to do something and it's time to get healthy? And that's what it's time. Yeah. Now is the best time to do it. Waiting till tomorrow. You've been waiting for how many months, how many years? Just do it. All right. Have a good day. I will see you guys tomorrow.